Well, we got a little bit of rain last night, which brought our heat index down from 107 to 92. So, you know, still a little bit warm here, but better than 107. We are gonna make another no oven, no stove meal. This is gonna be another crock pot meal. And I got a couple comments on my last video of people that were saying like, I don't use my crock pot after the fall. Y'all, you should be using your crock pot during the spring and summer, especially the summer, because you don't have to heat up your whole kitchen. It is fantastic, and you still get a really good quality meal. So tonight we're gonna have some awesome tacos. I'm gonna make my own teriyaki sauce. There's some really good teriyaki sauces on the market. Don't feel like you have to make yours. Just skip ahead about a minute and a half or so if you just wanna buy a teriyaki sauce. That's totally fine. Primal Kitchen has a great option if you're looking for that. I'm gonna make mine up, so some of you are probably curious how easy it is to make a teriyaki. So here we go. Now I'm gonna be using my microwave instead of using my stovetop because, again, no stove, no oven. We're making this as quick and heatless as possible. So I have here about a half a cup of water in this measuring cup, and I'm gonna add some brown sugar. We're doing about 2.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm only making enough teriyaki sauce for this recipe. I don't need any leftovers. I actually don't really want to store it or keep it because I don't know the next time that I would be using it. But if this is something that you feel like you might use again in the next, I don't know, 9 to 10 days or so, or you want to make it and freeze it up so you don't have to make it again, go ahead and do that. Okay, about an ounce of soy sauce. You guys know we use the no soy sauce by Halos, or we use coconut aminos. Both of those are great options. So about an ounce is gonna be like a couple tablespoons, an 1/8 cup-ish. Adding a tablespoon of honey. And if you've probably noticed, teriyaki is a little sweeter. I like to add ginger to mine, so I just use this ginger paste because it's so convenient and easy. You really only need like a half teaspoon, but I always go a little heavier because I like ginger so much. And then I'm going to mince a garlic clove and add that in as well. Now I just mix that together. And I actually think I'm gonna add a little more of the soy sauce. Now I'm gonna put this in the microwave and let the ingredients get nice and warm. While that's in there, I'll make my slurry that we can add in that's gonna help it to thicken up. Everything that's in this right now is cold. The water was cold and the soy sauce was in the refrigerator. So I think I'm gonna start at 30 seconds with this and see where that lands us. And while that's in there, we can make our little slurry here. I'm using tapioca flour instead of cornstarch, but it's totally fine to just use cornstarch. This is just our preference. Just about a tablespoon. Do about a tablespoon of water as well. Mix that together. Maybe a little less than a tablespoon on the water. So we got our little slurry there. Let me check this. I'm gonna stir it and probably go another 30 seconds. Okay. Now that this is nice and heated through, you can see it steaming. That's what we wanna see. I'm gonna add in the slurry and then we will microwave again, probably about 30-second increments, and this is gonna start to thicken up pretty quickly. It doesn't have to be all the way thick, but you know, you want it to be a nice sauce. Okay, so let's do a 30-second increments and check. Okay, that was 30 seconds. I already can see that it is much thicker than what it was. I think I'm gonna go another, let's go like another 20. I mean, that's like a decently thick teriyaki though. Actually, I don't think it needs it. I think 30 was plenty. Okay, set that to the side and we can get started on the rest of this. All right, friends, I am using chicken thighs, but if you've been here for a bit, you know I have to cut off the fat. I can't handle it. It's so gross to me. Once I cut off the fat, it'll go directly into the crock pot there. And I think I'm gonna use 4 chicken thighs. It's about a pound. My daughter will not be home for dinner tonight. She is gonna be at a friend's house for dinner, but this should be plenty and would be plenty even if she was home. Now we've got the chicken into the crock pot and I am gonna salt it. Give it a nice sprinkle. Now, the recipe calls for you to use some sweet chili sauce. I'm not gonna be using that today. You can make it up if you want. You can buy it in the store. I've bought it several times, actually at Harris Teeter and also Trader Joe's. I've purchased it there. We don't have any, and honestly, this recipe requires about 2 tablespoons, but I have most of the ingredients that go in sweet chili sauce, so that's what I'm gonna go with. You may wanna add a touch more sugar in yours if you're doing what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna add any additional sugar. I am gonna add some red pepper flakes, which is in that sweet chili sauce. You really only need a touch, okay? So a very light touch there. That's like an 1/8 teaspoon. Paprika is one of the ingredients. Let's go with like 1/2 to a full teaspoon. All right, in addition to that, I'm gonna add a touch of rice vinegar. If you don't have rice vinegar, that's okay. Just use regular vinegar. Like a tablespoon. Now we take about half, a little more than half actually, of that teriyaki sauce and just pour all over. We're gonna reserve some of this though, because we're gonna shred this after it's done cooking and mix in more teriyaki. So I don't wanna use all of it. I'm probably using about 1/3 cup now, and I'll reserve about 1/4 cup or so. So yeah, that's about 1/4 cup that we have left. So I'll pop that in the refrigerator. I'm gonna cook this on low in the crock pot. It's probably 3 to 4 hours. Honestly, chicken just doesn't take all that long. Chicken thighs take a little bit longer, so probably closer to 4 hours. It is currently 12:24, which will be the perfect timing because then we'll come back and we'll shred this. I'll add in the rest of the teriyaki, fix all the other stuff that goes along with this, and we're gonna have the best looking tacos ever, and tasting. Not just looking, but also tasting. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and prep the cucumber for later because we're gonna make a creamy cucumber that's gonna go with this. I went out to the garden to get cucumbers because we have cucumbers in abundance. And, oh, look at this one. I just don't need one this large. Cucumber. Cucumber. More cucumber. Zucchini, 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 cucumber. So many of them. But we're just gonna slice this. You can use your mandolin slicer if you want. I'm just gonna use my knife here. Sometimes I find it therapeutic. Those might be a little thick. Let me go thinner on these. That's where the mandolin slicer really helps. So there are a couple different ways you can go about these cucumbers. If I'm doing this early enough in the day, which I am, it's 12:20, 12:25, so I have plenty of time. I'll just slice these up and put a paper towel underneath them and just let the water drain out. If you have less time, you wanna sprinkle with a little bit of salt, and that's gonna help the water release from these. You can skip that step if you really want to, and I have done that before. However, if you skip this step of getting the water out of the cucumbers, they're not gonna really last to the next day. So, if you plan on eating all of these with your dinner tonight, it's probably okay to skip it. But if you think you're gonna have leftovers, they're gonna be super watery tomorrow. So I suggest, if you can, if you have the time, go ahead and let the water come out of these. About 3 minutes ago, before I started filming, our cat wanted to go to the garage, and now she wants in. All day. I might just do a tad bit of salt since I have it here. Just a little sprinkle. Fold this over like so, and start adding some more. And that's just gonna help the water absorb onto the paper towel. I don't know about you guys if you like cucumber or if you don't like cucumber, but to me, cucumber is the summer vegetable. Cucumber and tomato all day, every day. I am constantly making up little cucumber and tomato salads. We have one with dinner almost every night. Right now, hoping by the time I post this video, my tomatoes will be red, but for some reason, they were taking forever this year. Now I'm gonna put another paper towel on the top here, just soaking up some more water. I'll put these in the fridge, and then in a little bit, I'll come back after I've taken my daughter to her friend's house, and we'll make the creamy cucumbers that are gonna go along with this. All right, let's finish up this meal. I'm going to take this paper towel out because it is definitely wet from those cucumbers. Let's add 1 green onion. So I just went and got this off the garden real quick. And I'm going to put in some cilantro, maybe like a tablespoon or so. It really just depends on how much you like cilantro. If you don't like it at all, just leave this out. It's really just adding in herbs. Add parsley or mint or something like that if you're not a cilantro fan. Now about a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. Ours is a non-fat Greek yogurt. I'm gonna add only about a tablespoon of mayonnaise, maybe a tablespoon and a half. Let's go for 2. Let's just make it 2, why not? About 2 teaspoons of rice vinegar. I'm gonna toss in ever so a slight amount of crushed red pepper, just the tiniest bit, like an 1/8 teaspoon. A little bit of ginger, because I really like the ginger flavor. Some chili onion crunch. This is about a teaspoon. You can buy this or you can make it. I bought mine because it's really convenient. Okay, so about a teaspoon. That might be a little much if you're sensitive to spice. This does have a bit of spice in it. Toss in some sesame seeds. And then I do think this is gonna need, this is maybe a teaspoon or so, but I do think this is gonna need a little bit of sweetness. So I might end up adding a touch of honey. You could add sugar too if that's your preference, but we'll taste it and kind of see where we are. I think I need a touch of salt, but other than that, it's good. I can see where some of the sweet chili sauce would add a different element of flavor, but I like this, and I think we're gonna get plenty of sweetness with the teriyaki sauce on the chicken. So I'm gonna keep this just like it is. All right, I'm gonna pop this in the refrigerator so that we can finish up the chicken. This is perfect. So we'll finish up the chicken, slice up the avocado. I need to crush up some peanuts, get the tortillas ready, and we're good to go. Okay, so in my crock pot here, I've got the chicken. I'm just gonna take 2 forks and shred it, which honestly takes little to no effort. It doesn't look like a lot of meat, but this is all that we need. So, you know, obviously make whatever amount you need for your family. All right, so this is what we've got. There's still a little bit of liquid there at the bottom. My suggestion is if you have a lot of liquid in your crock pot, you should, I personally would dump it, okay? If you're gonna make rice or something like that, you can dump it into the rice and make a really flavorful rice. But I think it's better because it makes the chicken less saucy and more watery if you don't eliminate that. We do need to take the rest of the teriyaki and pour that all over the top. This is what's gonna help it be saucy, not watery, because we didn't cook it and all of it, we're adding it now. I'm gonna put this back into my crock pot, just leave it on keep warm until we're ready. We're close to being ready, but I wanna make sure it stays nice and hot. Let's slice up some avocado. I'm gonna want that, oh, hello. Haven't had that happen before. Just into slices, and these will go with the tacos. Our friends bought these tortillas when they were in Texas and brought them back to us. Normally I would take these and just put them in a pan for just a minute on each side and just warm them, bring them back up to temperature. But because we are going with a no stove, no oven method, we're gonna throw these in the microwave for a couple seconds, soften them up, and assemble. For the top, okay, just crushing up some peanuts so that those can go on the top of the tacos. So I've got my tortillas, like so. I'm gonna take some avocado, and that can go at the bottom-ish. Okay, get some of our chicken. Add some of the cucumber. I also put a little bit of paprika on mine. I think tahini would be really delicious. If I had some, I would 100% do that. Chili powder, just adding a little bit of that color on the top too, so good. Take some of those chopped peanuts and top each one. And there you go. Beautiful tacos, no stove, no oven, amazing dinner ready to go. I already dropped some on my shirt, so that was cool.
Par for the course.
All right, so Crock-Pot Teriyaki Chicken and this creamy, I have no words. Cucumber, goodness.
Oh,
avocado
yeah.
at the bottom.
So good.
Yeah.
I heard you say this was a no oven, no stove because of like summer.
Yeah, because it's,
how
is this happening? It's like multiplying.
Sometimes on a hot summer day,
My goodness.
like our AC was not keeping up yesterday. I'm sure she said it. But I came in, you can feel it. And I know it's because she was probably baking, which you got to bake.
Yeah,
But
gotta eat.
sometimes there are hot days.
Especially because we do sourdough and I make zucchini bread regularly and things like that. Our oven will be cranked up to 500 degrees.
Yeah.
So I'm having to bulk bake or bake early in the morning or bake late at night because it is blazing hot.
And the sun, it sets in the front of our house, or rises in the front of our house, but it sets like right behind our house. Like it goes
Like
through
right
the
here.
ground, right behind the windows.
Right there is where we get the most heat.
It's very good. You could serve that completely cold.
Oh yeah.
Like you could cook the chicken in the crock pot, put it in the fridge, and put it all in there as a cold taco.
Almost like a wrap.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm gonna hit mine with Cholula, but it's very good.
Yeah, I actually want more cucumber on this because I want that crunch.
That crunch and whatever that creamy stuff is.
Yeah, the dressing that I have on here too.
So it gives it a bit of a sweet taste, not too
because
sweet.
of the teriyaki.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the teriyaki chicken.
Yeah. So that's why I do Cholula anyway, but it's going to help with that as well.
Yeah.
If you want to me, if you want to level up on that sweetness or cut it some, you'd put some lime in it, infused lime in that cream stuff.
Yep.
And I think that would do the trick.
Yeah, I actually was gonna serve this with lime on the side.
Yeah.
I pulled it out and then I was like, I wonder if I need lime for a recipe tomorrow. So I didn't serve it, but I really like this, and I do think because the cucumber is more of a savory, it balances out the sweetness of that teriyaki chicken.
Yes.
These tortillas are really good too.
Yeah,
They're
they
flour.
Yeah.
But these are the ones our friends brought us from Texas. And then they brought us some chips as well. So we're gonna have.
I was just sitting over there thinking, man, I hope tonight's a chip night, even though
it's
I don't do it
so
that
rare.
much. Yeah, it is.
I mean, we have chips like once every 6 weeks, but sometimes you just want them.
Yep.
But yeah, this was super easy to make, honestly. And y'all could make it even easier by just buying your own teriyaki. You saw that I made it, but that's no surprise to any of you here because that's how we do things. But yeah, definitely make this one during the summer because it tastes very refreshing.
Yes.
It's not like overpowering or heavy or anything like that. It's a good one. But let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you need more summer crockpot inspiration, I have all the videos for you. You could be on here getting tons of recipes, but first, check out the one that I have listed above here because it is so delicious. Our family loves it, and your family is gonna love it too. I hope you have a great week.